Recap lang tayo sa pinag-usapan natin last episode. So, nagkaroon tayo ng overview about sa dalawang groupings. Maingay yung manok. Now, lipat tayo dahil maraming natural noises sa labas at ayokong maging distraction yun sa ating video presentation. Now, you're already familiar with the 4 types of adjusting items as I introduced it in the last episodes. Recap lang tayo. The following are the 4 types of your adjustments, which is classified into 2 main groups, yung deferrals and your accruals. So we have prepaid expenses, accrued expenses, accrued revenues, and unearned revenues. Now, the main focus of our session for today is all about prepaid expenses. O ngayon, gusto ko lang maging klaro. I want everyone to be clear on this. When we are talking of prepaid expenses is classified as an asset. Kung mapapansin mo kasi last episode, gumawa ako ng matrix para mas makabisado ninyo ng mabuti yung ating 4 na types of adjusting items. When we talked about prepaid expenses, kagaya ng nakaproject sa screen, on top of the box, assets, on the left side naman ng box, expenses. It only becomes an expense once the asset has been used up or napakinabangan mo na. Prepaid expenses are assets and becomes an expense only when used up or utilized for its intended purpose. For example, meron kang supplies or office supplies, bumili ka nito, magagamit mo ito for a period of time. Kapag nagamit mo na yon, tinatransfer natin ito from an asset item papunta sa expense item. Kaya, meron tayong tinatawag na mga supplies expense. Okay. Now, recap lang ulit. And just to emphasize, using this illustration, kung makikita ninyo sa ating screen, yung unused portion is treated as an asset. It is a prepaid expense or prepayments. Okay? Prepaid asset. Kapag nagamit na natin ito, saka tayo nag-allocate ng amount papunta doon sa expense account. Yung portion na nagamit na, eto na ngayon ang expense account. Kung ano yung natira, ano yung hindi pa nagagamit, eto ngayon ang balanse ng iyong asset account. Whatever type of prepaid expense that may be. Just to emphasize, expenses paid in advance, that is what we call prepaid expenses. We have 3 common types of prepaid expenses or prepayments. You will see here yung prepaid rent, prepaid insurance, and supplies. Now, let me illustrate to you the following common examples para mas maintindihan natin papaano tayo nag-a-adjusting entry. Okay, now take for instance, I have the following illustration. The accountants of Pepa and Company adjust its books at the end of the year only. So every end of the year lang siya nag-a-adjusting entry. Ito yung mga transactions na nangyari during the year. We have 3. On May 1, bumili ng supplies sa halagang 30,000 at yung supplies na yon good for 1 year. Noong August 31 naman, nagbayad ng renta, advance rental for 6 months sa halagang 150,000. And then, on November 1, nirenew nito ang building insurance at nagbayad ng 12,000. Normally, yung mga insurance kasi, nire-renew ito every year. Nagbabayad ng policy for that insurance, good for 1 year, and then the following year, nire-renew naman natin ito. That's why, an insurance is a type of your prepaid expense. The transaction that happened on May 1 is an example of a supplies account. Pag sinabi nating supplies or office supplies, ito yung mga items, ito yung mga company property sa office in the form of yung mga bond paper, yung mga gunting, yung mga stapler, yung mga ballpen, at ano pa mang mga supplies na ginagamit sa opisina. And usually, ito kasi binibili natin at mapapakinabangan ito for a short period of time. Kaya ito, tinatawag natin na office supplies, at ang treatment nito is as if it's a prepayment, mayu-used up siya during the period. Ito ay isang klase ng current asset, consumable within the year or less than 1 year. Now, para mas maintindihan ninyo kung papaano natin kinukuha yung used up portion, yung ini-expense out natin, I have here a transaction detail. At makikita mo dito sa transaction detail ko, in the form of a table, yung mga necessary information. I have here date of transaction, type of prepayment, amount, validity, monthly expense, the used up portion in terms of month and in terms of amount, and also the unused portion in terms of amount. Be careful with the transactions date. Dito, nangyari ito May 1. Naglagay ako ng note, beginning of the month. May mga transactions kasi na for classroom purposes, maaring ito ay end of the month or at different dates. So you have to be careful kung papaano pinoprovide ito ng problem. May 1. Nag-umpisa ito ng May 1. Later on, makikita ninyo kung bakit. The type of prepayment is supplies. Yung amount is 30,000, which is good for 1 year. And you can see here the monthly expense of 2,500. Sir, papaano po natin kinuha yung 2,500? Kung yung 30,000 good for 1 year, o 30,000 divide lang natin ng 12 months. Kasi sa isang taon, meron tayong 12 months. So, you will arrive at 2,500. Ang ibig sabihin nito, sa isang buwan, kung straightforward na yung periodic allocation ng expense ay equally, so 2,500 kada buwan ang supplies expense dapat natin. And yung used up portion mo, ilang buwan na siyang gamit. Nag-umpisa tayo ng May 1, and remember, ang sabi ng problem, nag-a-adjusting entry lang at the end of the year. So, ang consideration natin dito sa problem is, this is December 31, mag-a-adjust na tayo, magkano yung i-a-adjust ko na amount. So, from May 1 to December 31, if you count it using your hands, o yung January, February, March, April, so on and so forth, you will have 8 months na na-consume na yung supplies. So, 8 times 2,500, you will arrive at 20,000 pesos. Yun yung nagamit mo na, na-consume mo na utilized, na used up doon sa 30,000 na binili mo. That is transferred to your expense account. That is why, ang difference ng dalawa, which is 10,000, yun yung matitira sa iyong supplies account na nasa balance sheet in the form of an asset, specifically supplies account. Thus, we have the informations available in the table. Okay, malinaw. Proceed tayo sa susunod na transaction. The second transaction pertains to advance rental or yung tinatawag natin na prepaid rent. Sa prepaid rent naman, nangupahan ka, nag-advance rent ka, nagbayad ka ng ilang buwan. Dito sa sample natin, 6 na buwan, bayad na yon. I-utilize mo na lang yon for 6 months. Wala ka nang poproblemahin. Now, eto naman yung pertinent information. Kailan nangyari ito? August 31. O kaya ako sinabi na take note of the transaction date kasi eto nang isa naman, end of the month, August 31. For purposes of computation ng expense, it's as if mag-uumpisa na tayo ng September 1. Kasi utilize mo na, end of the month na yun eh. So ang end of the month mo, that's the beginning of the month, yung kinabukasan. So ang treatment natin, pasok na siya ng September 1, as if. Now, this is a prepaid rent for 150,000 na yung validity niya ay good for 6 months. To compute for the monthly expense, divide natin yung 150,000 sa 6 na buwan, you will arrive at 25,000. Now, used up portion in months is 4. Papaano natin ito kinuha? August 31 ito, pero ang count natin from September. September, October, November, December, 4 months. Thus, we multiply 4 months to the 25,000. Ang expense na natin ay 100,000 pesos. Yung hindi pa natin nagagamit, yung 50,000, yun yung asset natin na matitira doon sa balance sheet mo. So this is the second example. O later on, papakita ko sa inyo kung ano yung adjusting entry. Computation muna tayo para uniform, isa-isa, sabay-sabay. Now, yung pangatlo, November 1 naman nangyari, and this is prepaid insurance. These are your pertinent information. Beginning of the month naman ito dahil November 1 nangyari. Ang prepaid insurance natin nagkakahalaga ng 12,000 and good for 1 year. So the same with our office supplies, 12,000 divided by 12, you have 1,000 per month. And since nag-umpisa ito ng November, December, we have 2 months na expense account. Thus, we have here, the used up portion in amount is 2,000. Ang difference nito sa 12,000 is 10,000. Ito yung ating asset account na matitira at mariretain doon sa balance sheet. So that's how we compute yung expense account at saka yung remaining balance, yung asset account. Now, I'll give you a new way, another approach or another way para ma-compute ninyo or ma-visualize natin yung prepayments in terms of the expense amount and then the asset account. Yun nga lang, medyo mas mahaba ito. Kasi dito, gagawa tayo ng timeline. Kagaya ng makikita ninyo sa aking screen, inuna natin yung supplies. So, kailangan ninyong gumawa ng time frame. And since this is an asset, a current asset account, kasi prepayments, I have here a 12 periods or equivalent sa 1 month yung kada period dito. Now, dito sa supplies account, nag-umpisa tayo ng May, na matatapos ito ng end of April kasi 1 taon. So makikita ninyo, nagkaroon ako ng color coding from May to December, ito yung nagamit na natin. And since 2,500 yan per month, plinat natin ito kada buwan. Yung naka-gray dito, ito yung asset account, yung hindi pa nagagamit. So pag kinumpute mo yan, from May to December, 252525 per month, you will arrive at the amount of 20,000 pesos. And yung balanse, 4 na 25, 10,000, that is your balance sheet item. Yung balanse ng prepaid expense mo, which is supplies account. So ganito natin ginagawa yung isang approach. Pag tinignan mo naman doon sa prepaid rent, ang kinaibahan lang nito, 6 na buwan lang kasi ito. And from September to December, you have 4 months na na-utilize na. And 25,000 ito kada buwan. So 25 times 4. Yun yung expense natin. And yung balance, 25-25, yun yung ating asset na prepaid rent. And so as with your prepaid insurance. Yun nga lang dito, mas malaki yung unused portion kasi nag-start tayo ng November 1. 2 buwan lang yung nagamit out of the 12 months. 1,000 yung kada buwan kasi 12,000 yung policy. Ganito natin siya ginagawa. Now, the question is, papaano na yung adjusting entry? Kasi pinag-uusapan natin adjusting entry. How do we record in the journals yung journal entry for the adjustments? Remember that when we are talking of adjusting entries, o yung note na ginawa ko nung nakaraan, the adjusting entries involve 1 balance sheet account and 1 income statement account. Hindi ito nag-i-involve ng cash. Kaya kung makikita ninyo dito sa aking entries, pinagsama-sama ko na itong tatlo. December 31 yung transaction date for the adjusting entry. End of the year kasi. Yung debit natin, supplies, expense, rent expense, insurance expense for the corresponding amount. And yung credit natin dito, supplies, prepaid rent, prepaid insurance. Remember that prepaid asset or yung prepaid expense, the normal balance is a debit because this is an asset. So pag may kabawasan, kinikredit natin ito. Thus, we have the adjusting entries. So ganoon natin siya ginagawa. Walang cash na involved kasi bayad na ito. Or in the case of supplies, naka-payable account siya. Pero pag adjusting entry, nililipat lang naman natin from expense account galing doon sa balance sheet account mo. So that's our prepayment discussion, prepayment illustration. I hope medyo klaro na, nalinawan na kayo sa prepaid account natin. At kung ano yung mga common example at papaano natin kinukompute yung expense account. So maraming salamat sa panunood ninyo. Sa susunod naman, pag-usapan natin yung panibagong deferral account, yung unearned revenue. Okay? So, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and thank you for learning. I'll see you around on my upcoming episodes. Bye-bye!